Hmm, Symmetria 3.0? Wait a second. Wasn't the last time we were playing it was Symmetria 2.0? Oh, right, they upgraded the server. Welcome to the first episode of my server Let's Play on the Symmetria server. This is the 3.0 version of the server. Started about a month ago, so not everything's as nice as the last time I did a showcase of the Symmetria server. But we definitely have a bunch of things that we're planning on doing. I already have a plot set up. So let's take a look at the plot now. Welcome to the treehouse, or well, what we will be playing with. Here's my plot on the Symmetria server. We're going to be building here. This is just real temporary. We're going to have a huge jungle tree in the center with a whole bunch of little buildings like the one right behind me hanging off of it, and it should be pretty cool. Let's go get some resources. I got some trees to cut down over there. See that one with all the vines? That one's coming down because it needs to be turned into a jungle wood so we can continue this build. Alright, I'll check back in with you in a couple seconds. Oh, how I love the rain. Yep. But I have a great view. Yep, I have the way up here on top of my large tree. Yes, it's quite large. And I'm building something up here. We're technically in a jungle biome right here. So I'm building something special at the top of my tree. Let's go down and take a look. So there's the build thus far. Made lots of progress. This is about a couple hours work between my breaks at work and at night. So what I figured we'll do now is do a little bit of a time lapse of building out the other two branches and finishing off the tree. But first, we need to gather some supplies and grow a couple more jungle trees. Let's get to it. This is our first time-lapse talk. I don't know if I like that name. I'll come up with something different. So, during this time-lapse, I kind of want to talk about why I chose this type of original home base. You'll notice that it is very high up. And while I'm doing this, I'm kind of very, very cautious. It's because I am petrified of heights. And I kind of wanted to do this project as a way of fighting that fear of heights. I know it's weird that I'm scared of heights when it's not me that's in danger. It's a character that I'm controlling that will cause absolutely no personal harm to me. But literally while I am building this, I am losing my mind. Literally my whole body shakes whenever I'm up high in Minecraft like this, and it just drives me nuts. And I'm like, I want to build this because I want to see if I can get over this weird fear of being up in high places in Minecraft. So I went big. I went so severe that literally my entire base is way up off the ground and I have a very real chance of falling. In fact, something that didn't make it in on this video is I did fall from the first branch I built, and I fell and I died instantly. Big splat. It's my only death on this server thus far, and it freaked me out. Like, it still freaks me out. I shake and it's just, I start to breathe heavy, and it's not a good time for me at all. But hopefully this helps, because it really is scary, and I don't know why, because there's no reason that this should be scary. What you're seeing now is actually the final part of this tree that I'm building, you'll see that one of the trees grew on the dirt that I put on the first branch I built, and that's actually so that it's like 4 branches come out from the main trunk and go straight up, and then this building that I'm building, which you can guess what it is, I don't know. I won't give any hints until I finish it. It'll probably be in another time lapse. But this building is going to be up in the middle of this huge tree with all these little buildings dangling off of it. I think it's going to look really cool. That looks awesome. Alright guys, that was a quick time lapse showing you how I build the branches out and grow the trees up there. And we're now going to start doing the detailing on the bottom of the little hanging areas. Probably this is pretty plain right now. This is more than likely going to change whenever as I modify this place. I'm going to change it up with different types of wood right now, since jungle wood is my primary wood right now, since I have a very big tree of jungle wood. So that's what I'll be working with right now, building these hanging pods or bungalows, or I don't know what I want to call them right now. But basically, that's the basic of the bottom. The next, hey, wrong button. I do that a lot. And yes, I have fallen from the top of my tree and went splat already once. So no need to take bets on when that'll happen. It already has. I didn't get it caught on camera, but it did happen. And this is just a little detail that I'm adding to the bottom. It is on the bottom of all of them. You can actually see the chain right here. It's supposed to be a chain, an actual metal frame that is in the buildings as they're hanging. They will be attached to the branches all the way at the top, so it looks like the whole thing is hanging off this tree. Yes, that base of cobblestone does have a purpose in this design. I'm not going to reveal it just yet, but if you think you can figure out what it is, be sure to comment down below. Take a bet what I'm building up there on top. I'm sure some people will be able to figure it out. It should be a pretty cool build. This will be my starter house and probably my primary base here on the server for at least the time being. I have other ideas of things that I want to try. I would need to find a suitable desert or mesa biome. And yay, you just saw me fall. I literally took the block out from under myself. Ah, yes, I do those types of things. All right, now I have to go the whole way around. But yeah, as I probably went over in the time-lapse footage of me doing the branches, you probably saw that I was really timid and all that, and I explained why I'm actually doing this build, because I'm petrified of heights. And I'm even petrified of heights in this world, where I won't get hurt physically if I fall. But man, am I scared. That petrifies me. Absolutely petrifies me. Totally and utterly incomprehensible why I would be scared of falling from a height in a high place in a video game, because it does me no actual harm. But yeah, that scares the living daylights out of me. Let's take a look and see how that looks now. Walk across the road, and that ladder right there I will be taking down once I have the structure up here built, and then I'll be going with a more permanent one, which will be interesting. Alright, we'll now cut, and I'll show you the next part of me actually building one of these pods. This is the basic design. Each of them will have something like that. So, alright, see you after the cut. Welcome to another time lapse where I am going to be building the hanging bungalow slash buildings. I still don't know what I'm going to call them. But what I want to do for this little chat, what we're doing here, is actually go over the purpose of this series and what I want to get out of it eventually, and just what I really have planned for this series. This treehouse, as I like to call it, is my starter base here on the server. Really, this is just one-time thing. Like, build this is going to be pretty cool, and then I do plan on exploring out further into the server and do a lot of really cool, interesting things. Literally, this is a pretty big project. Like I said before, the big reason why I'm building something like this is because of my irrational fear of heights. So I want to use this to work over my fears and do this stuff while playing a game I really love, and I know a lot of other people love this game. The creativity of it, it's like a huge Lego set, and I just love how you have that freedom of this game. It's definitely one of my favorite things to play this game, and I love showing it off, even though not many people I know really understand it. That's why I really like the idea of showing it here on the channel and getting other people's inputs and what my builds are and all that. And you'll see me mess up multiple times, especially in this video. There's a very interesting spot coming up very shortly. There's a lot of things that I've done since the last cut. I was working on the building that's at the top of my tree and just doing a lot of various work before this time lapse and just finalizing a lot of things. So really, I want to hear you guys' inputs. What types of things do you like about a Minecraft series? Do you like one that's technical? Do you like one that's adventure? What do you guys like in a Minecraft series, and what do you think of how I've done this first episode? This is really the first episode I've ever done like this. All of our other Let's Plays are you play the game through. I have Ryoko there to go back and forth with, so it's a little bit more interactive here. I'm just talking to you guys. I'm just building and talking. So it's a little bit odd for me, but I definitely enjoy it. Here you saw a sneak peek of the building that's at the top. Probably what that's made out of will give you a good clue as to what that building at the top is going to be. I definitely have a couple hints. And here's, I don't know if this was a brilliant idea or a crazy idea. I pillared up on iron bars. And I'm like, ooh, water. I can drop. I was very confident that this was going to work, that I would drop right into that water of my neighbor, and I'd be fine. I miscalculated. So, yeah. Very much so miscalculated. Now you'll see me rush the whole way back down to get my stuff. I do this type of stuff all the time in this game, so it's really not that surprising to me. But definitely got all my stuff, which was good. So luckily I wasn't too far from home, from my spawn point whenever this happened, because that would not have been fun. Alright, here I'm just going back to get back to building. I actually still am working on the small hanging building, bungalow, I don't know. What should I call this? Write down in the comments down below what I should call the hanging buildings. Are they bungalows? I don't even know what a bungalow official description is. Is this a bungalow or is it something else? Let me know down in the comments down below. It really confuses me sometimes. So this, I'm starting work on the largest, well, there's two that are the same size here. So just playing around with designs, I knew I wanted the door here to be a corner door that opened. So because I make the bottoms of the floors half slabs, so it's non-spawnable, so you can't
nothing had spawned inside these buildings. So I was just going through and playing with how to get the doors to do what I want and still to function how I want them to. That it opens on that the whole corner opens up out onto that little balcony, and just designs and everything. This was really just me thinking off the top of my head how to do this. So this room, this building, is going to be probably the enchanting room once I get to that point in the game. I haven't really done any serious mining yet in this because it is a server, so you can access stuff pretty quick. But this, I think, is going to be eventually my enchanting room. You'll see towards the end of this time lapse where I actually put in and modify the room a little bit, so there will be a little enchanting area. So definitely looking forward to all the stuff. I have 2 more of these platforms to do after this one, and here I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do the doorway how I want it, and just playing around with it. I mean, that's one of the great things about Minecraft. You can put a block down. If you don't like it, you can pick it back up the majority of the time. Sometimes you have to have a specialized silk touch pick and all that, but you can definitely make some really interesting things. And I use pressure plates for the doorways so that I can just walk through them. Most of them, I mean, yeah, I know mobs can trigger pressure plates, so the mobs could definitely freely go back and forth, but I'm willing to deal with that because I have this pretty well lit. Actually, underneath of these things, there's actually glowstone connected, and you'll see that I even light this one a little bit further because it is a bigger one, but it's definitely well lit, and I haven't seen anything actually spawn up on these platforms yet. So I'm hopeful about that. I definitely would like some input on what people think of these buildings because they're definitely the first time I've done actual buildings like this. Most of my buildings have always been very plain. I love the game, but I have definitely not been a creative builder. I've always been very plain, wood blocks and all that. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to mix in like other colors of wood, like have some oak and even acacia I might put in here because I think I really noticed that whenever I was at the end, the lack of variety in these really makes it very plain looking, and all the details actually blend together. Even though I do have some pretty cool details on these buildings, them all being the same color really blends all the details together. So you really don't get the full effect of all the work that was done to get this to where it is. So I'm definitely going to see about getting a stack of different types of wood. I love the jungle wood tree, the jungle wood doors. I can't talk. The jungle wood doors because I just like how it has that little opening in it. I also like the acacia doors. I may use some of them. I'm going to have to grab a couple stacks of wood and just play with it and mix some up. Any suggestions you guys have is good wood colors that would go with this to make it seem a little bit more variety? So we can definitely play with that and see what actually works best. Here I'm putting what I call the hangers that actually fasten the building to the hanging to the tree branch up above. So this is definitely something that since it's a bigger building, I wanted to do something that looked like it was a little bit more robust of a hanging solution. So I came up with this pretty much on the spot. Originally, I was just going to run 4 straight up instead of doing them all tying into one singular point. And then I'm like, well, it's really dark up here, so I ran upstairs to the building at the top. Yes, I will tell you guys what it is, probably because that will probably be episode 2. I'll be working on this to really finalize where I'm going with this tree, and then I can start working on some really good details, like mixing in those wood colors. So definitely give me suggestions. But I'm going up here, putting one glowstone in the center, cleaning up all the blocks, and then I think of using this bigger building as my enchanting station. So looking around, and I go, well, this back corner is pretty much the best thing. So I'm going through putting in all the bars that quote unquote go through the roof so that this can hang off. And I liked it. I really like that little detail that it puts in. It adds a little bit of realism. And here I am putting in the corner where I'm going to put the enchanting setup. So I knew that it would have to be bookshelves put in there. So I'm filling in the wall and putting where we can put bookshelves, and going to put some torches up to really light it. And that's pretty much it.
Well, everybody, that's it for this week's episode. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Minecraft videos. We'll be back next week for more episodes, and we will be working on this mysterious building at the top of the tree. I hope you like this video, and tell me what you think this building's gonna be. Have a great day.